Okay, well, considering I didn't get a fucking chance to talk in Lionheart's stream, I decided to go live. All right, let me actually invite some people in. Copy. Hang on. Uh, there we go. Mm, all right. So hopefully, Hillary's emails and Serb will join. I know probably his food's ready, so he's probably eating. Maybe he'll join afterwards. I'm sorry. I had to make a stream about this, right? I know, the title is intentional. Quantum physics doesn't understand Lionheart. I know it should have been the other way around, but I decided, you know what? Fuck it. Oh my god. Oh, quantum physics, the double slit experiment is so magical, guys. It's so no one understands it. There's no way you can understand it, right? It's impossible to understand it. You got these videos of these smart physics guys saying, "Well, if you can understand the double slit experiment, you can win a Nobel Prize." Like, there have been many scientists throughout the 20th century and the 21st century, sorry, throughout the 20th century, who won Nobel prizes because of their contributions to quantum physics. Okay, trying to understand, the black body problem. Trying to find a way to explain, the ultraviolet catastrophe. Just I really fucking hate when people. Eric is not the only person that does this, right? Saying, "Oh, quantum mechanics, the double slit experiment proves the existence of God because particles are observed. You need an observer to collapse to whatever the fuck." I know he didn't say this, but that's basically what he was saying, because a lot of people have this notion, right? They have this notion to where, oh, it's an observer, like, an observer affects reality, right? But the people don't realize that an observer isn't a person, isn't referring to a person. It's referring to any 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 particle, any atom, right? Like, we're made of atoms, so obviously when we observe something, it affects the outcome. Like, what was it, like a couple of months ago, there were some scientists who actually won the Nobel Peace Prize because they proved non-locality, right? I believe it was Einstein that said the moon doesn't disappear because I don't look at it, or something like that. Is anyone gonna join? Oh, what, nobody's even watching. You know what, I don't give a shit. I just need to vent about this. If I say the wrong thing, I say the wrong thing, but right now I'm just pissed. uh Eric, dude, I don't fucking know. Like, you're saying, oh, it defies logic. It doesn't do. It's not logical. Okay, why isn't it logical? What the fuck are you talking about? All right. Ugh, I don't know. It's just insane. Ugh. Honestly, I don't know. I don't. No one's watching. I don't give a shit. Like I said, I just needed to vent about this. It's. Ugh. It's interesting. Are you going to scream into the void? Well, I mean, you know what, sir? But that's actually a good question. Why don't you come on? Because I do actually want to talk to you about something that I didn't really get a chance to. Right? Okay. If there's existence and non-existence, then what is a vacuum? Is that not is that between non-existent? Give me a sec. Sorry for the dead air. Just doing something really quick. Hopefully, Sir will come on and talk a little. Or anyone, really. It's in the happy chat. But you know what? I'll just send this to you on Discord as well. Hold on. Kicked out.
To answer your question, I need to ask a clarifying question to answer your question. Is a vacuum a thing?
Is a vacuum a thing?
Yeah,
I
as
mean,
opposed to a nothing.
well, it seems it is a thing that just doesn't really
There you
have
go.
anything in it.
Well, there you go. That it's a thing, and so it's part of the everything category.
Well, that answers that question.
I can't believe, like, when I went to I ended up getting my food, and I realized that if I just sat there quietly and ignored him until he stopped talking, and then asked him my next question, that worked so well that I got him to deny every law of logic.
Like, dude, he pissed me the fuck off when he was saying, "Oh, nobody understands the double slit experiment." And just,
Oh, don't. People are wrong on the internet. Have fun with it. Don't get upset about it.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just quantum mechanics. You know how I am with that.
You should put the link out there. You got people out there.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that one I need to get clips from. I can do a clip thing of Jill. I can do a clip thing of Leo. And I can do a clip thing of Lionheart. This is just the beginning. Now that he's said that he can't say any of the laws of logic are true whenever he tries to make a logical argument and I'm in the room, I'm going to point out that he doesn't think they're correct.
That's funny. Hang on a sec. Let me put the link. There we go. Link posted. But yeah, that was just. I know I should have been like, okay, fine, whatever. He gets it wrong. He gets it wrong. It was just, I don't know, whatever.
I'm disappointed. I thought JG was going to have a hangout or a stream. I keep on saying hangout, but Stream.
Stream, Hangout, whatever. It's the same thing.
Google Plus has destroyed my brain. Everything is Hangout. Wonder. What is the name of JG's channel? Is that the one that there is censorship?
Maybe. But I mean, at least you tried. At least you tried the first time. And then you went in and you tried the second time, and it's like, yeah, nah, bro, you're being mean.
Oh, my goals changed. The first time I was actually trying to explain the chart to him because I know he doesn't get it. The second time I came in, I just came in to get him to deny that logic was true or correct, or like in any shape, way, or fashion that I could. It's like, because this is like weird when you, in order to get away from the chart, you have to start denying logic, which I think, because I think Jill's started to try to do the same thing, and of course Orlo did that exactly just off the bat, and was like, whatever, yeah.
Wait, Christians do not like your do not like your chart.
I know, it's super weird because so many of them claim God created logic and that's how we can understand the universe. And this chart, like, they either get trapped in the chart or they claim God doesn't exist. Or now I discovered that it can literally be a pry bar that pries them away from logic.
Apparently, God created Aristotelian logic, except other logic. Right? Aristotelian logic is the only logic that exists in the universe. Fuck Boolean logic, fuck quantum logic, and everything else.
Well, I mean, Boolean logic. I mean, all of Boolean logic is derived from logic, from like classical logic. Right, that's why people generally just go around listing just the three.
Oh, hey, Gur. Well, I suppose that does make sense that the Boolean logic would be like a derivative of that. But it's just like people only say there's only one type of logic, and I'm like, but no, there's more.
Yeah,
just because Aristotelian is the first doesn't mean it's the only one.
There's a bunch of different kinds of logic. There's a bunch of different kinds of logic that just deals with the how is it? It's not the law of excluded middle. There's a bunch of different logics that just don't have it. Those are my favorite. But I can kind of get that position because there are things that have been identified that don't fit that rule. So, whatever. But Lionheart denied the law of identity.
Which is
A equals stupid. A.
Serb equals Serb. How the fuck can you deny that?
Yeah. And I That's why I reiterated it. That was that first question I asked the second time, and then I said I want to ask it more abstractly because I want to make sure that he understands that I'm asking about the logic of the statement, not whether he disagrees with something in the statement. And he still denied it. I said, is it true if A then A or if B then B? He said, no, you can't make that claim.
What I don't get is how can he sit there and say, well, there may be a middle existence. I'm like, what? How does that make any?
Yeah, he doesn't understand that he's saying that there is possibly this thing in another existence somewhere. He doesn't understand that all of his existences that he thinks might be true are, if they are true, are in existence in the chart. That's where I was stuck at when he kicked me out the first time. He wouldn't let me explain that. He doesn't want to deal with the chart.
Hang on a sec. I think Hillary's is here. Yep.
Yes,
Kicked you out
indeed.
too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, just repeating back to him the words that he uses is enough to get you kicked.
No.
Did you hear what he claimed after he kicked both of us out?
No, because I had that tab muted so that I would only hear him through StreamYard. So when he kicked us out, I just left and didn't hear him.
He claimed that I said non-existence exists.
Yeah, he pulls the same old crap as so many others, trying to reverse the argument where he is claiming to have had your position all along, and somehow you had his position all along. It's crazy. But like I put in the chat, don't do drugs and stream, kids. Because I think that's what it sounded like, especially at the end. Like maybe his heart meds or something were so clouding up his thought he couldn't even speak very well. He was really slurring and stumbling around.
Well, yeah. I did just when I realized that I just had to let him talk.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he goes on for 5 or 6 minutes on things that have nothing to do with what was being talked about.
Right. And then when you say, I don't see how that has any relevance to do with what we were talking about, he says, yeah, there's a lot we don't know. Talk about stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm going to change what I'm saying about him. I don't think he's dishonest.
He's just so stupid. His IQ it can't be above 80. I mean, that's just my own personal take. But he just doesn't seem to understand things.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Well, go ahead.
I was going to say he's either naturally stupid or he's some condition he has thrusted stupid upon him.
Right. But I think he was a cook in the army, and he's told some, like the story he told again today, I had already heard, but I just let him ramble. But I have heard him describe things about his past before, and I think that he probably was barely smart enough to get into the military during Korea. And so then they just made him a cook because they couldn't trust him to do anything unsupervised.
Hello, Pixie, you small child, you. How you doing?
I'm rooting for the had stupid thrusted upon him.
I would like that too. I would love to be gracious and say it's his meds and his hypoxia. But from what he said, it's always been this way, even in his 20s. So this isn't a new change for him, according to his previous statements.
I mean, the sad part is that there are people with IQs under 80 who are not like him. So it's not everyone.
Yeah, it's not a slam.
But yeah, after that conversation, and between him rambling disconnected like that, and him doing things like denying logic, even when directly just asked if he agrees with the law, like the law verbatim. I'm just not gonna mess with him anymore. I don't feel like picking on someone that might actually have an 80 IQ.
So why do you pick on Jill?
Because I think his intelligence is higher than that. He can actually comprehend. He can actually comprehend text when he reads it.
And Midnight, like you said, there are people with IQs in the 60s that are really sweet people. I'm not going to pick on a sweet person, but if someone's just an asshole that lies all the time and has boatloads of character flaws where they're blatantly dishonest, but they can't even be honest about what dishonest means and claims, oh, well, you said I was lying. No, Serb said, I didn't say you were lying. I said you were dishonest by making me sit there and listen to you go on and on. But whenever I wanted to say anything, you kicked me out. That's dishonest.
Well,
Where's
wait,
my lie?
then that does raise a question. Isn't being dishonest lying? Or isn't
No.
lying mean so like it's
So
You can lie
lying,
through it.
yeah, lying is dishonest, but not all dishonesty is lying.
okay,
Correct.
fair enough. That's really showing off my 142 IQ by understanding what you guys are saying. I must be.
Yeah, like I can deliberately, I can bring you into a situation like where you need to know the truth and deliberately hide the truth from you, and that's dishonest.
Mhm.
Like, there's a bunch of different ways to be dishonest. It's not, I mean, none doesn't have to be lying at all.
So what you're saying is that you could tell somebody the truth, but still be dishonest about it.
Oh, I went to a sales seminar just a couple nights ago, and that's what they did. They told a whole bunch of truths, which each individual statement was true, but it gave the impression of something else, and then they claimed that those true statements actually meant something else. That was a total lie.
Interesting.
Or if Trump or Biden on the campaign kissed a babies,
Mm-hmm.
and then Fox News or MSNBC says presidential candidate touches children.
Mm-hmm. Inappropriately, especially inappropriately.
Yeah.
That's dishonest. Well,
I
no,
see.
don't say it appropriately because it's appropriate. That's fine. But if
According to whom?
If you leave
Did the
out the
child
context,
consent?
well,
Did the
that's
child consent?
the
It's all
parent
about
consents
No,
to the
it's all
child.
about it's all about how you frame it.
Oh yeah, but the thing is,
it's
it's
just
generally
understated.
accepted. It's generally accepted that it's appropriate. As long as the parents out there holding the baby up, that's like something politicians do.
Well, I mean, you
But
know,
if you
have
leave
Fox-
out the context and you just
yeah,
get
if you have
presidential
Fox
candidate
saying
touches
presidential
children,
it's like what? Yeah.
so you could tell half the truth, and that's dishonest, even though you didn't say anything false.
I have so much to learn.
Pixie and I just have our headlines.
And
But
that's
I
actually
love. Go ahead, finish.
that's actually how most news works, right? They either can't or won't tell you the whole truth. They won't usually lie. They can be wrong, but they won't usually lie. But they're super dishonest.
You know, I love when Eric was like, well, do you know everything, Serb? You don't know everything. Well, obviously you don't, but he doesn't either. And he's just, it was just like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm just.
Well, that's why I put in the chat. Serb wasn't making knowledge claims; he was making claims about the rules of logic. But Lionheart and some of these other people just can't actually deal with facts, so they erect straw men that they can then attack and then say, "See, I proved you wrong. I debunked you." No, you proved yourself wrong. That's all you did.
You know what? Every day, every day, I wake up. I thank the non-existent God. I am who I am. Like, thank you, Jesus.
Well, Bob just gave me a special revelation, and he thanks you, Athena.
Yeah, Bob.
Glory to Bob. Hell, Bob.
Yep, hell, Bob.
Bob is like the ultimate God who created other gods and Yahweh.
He's not a god. He's above gods.
He's so far beyond gods it isn't even funny.
Yeah.
But I loved when he was trying to show a dichotomy, and he said a yellow napkin and a red napkin. And then I pointed out, okay, well, are there any other colors of napkins? Are there anything other than napkins? Do you have to take one of those napkins, or could you take both or neither? And, he shut me down quick on that too.
Yeah.
Like, no, yeah, I give something that's not a dichotomy, claim that it's a dichotomy. Once you show that it's not a dichotomy, it's time for you to go, Hillary. Sorry.
Yeah. Now the question is, the question is, was he like, it's time to go, Hillary? Because he realizes that he might be wrong and he's afraid that gets out.
Denialism.
Yeah, or because he thinks you're a liar or something. Like what you're saying
No.
isn't true.
Well, if it's not true, then he can attack it and show it not to be true. So he would want me then. But no, I think it's the denialism. Hat tip to Halsey for bringing that topic up.
Yeah, I mean, if it's he
The
fits,
Nihilism is just the river in Egypt.
he fits to the T most of the examples they give on that website.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too busy eating my food because you were asking that question like in the middle of him talking for a long time.
Hmm.
So I didn't catch it. I didn't even realize that what he gave wasn't even a dichotomy.
Like he
I
was
came-
so boring. I was listening to him going like he
Yeah,
went
it's really
on
easy
and
to
on.
do.
I just what?
Well, that's his strategy, is just to bore you until he thinks that maybe you've forgotten what he's talking about, because he
Apparently-
projects his inability to stay on topic and retain thoughts onto others.
Apparently, I did not pay attention to what this stream was about. Later, Jay.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, it's right there in the title, quantum physics.
Doesn't
Not
understand. Yeah,
understand
doesn't understand.
Yeah, the claims he was making, I was right there with you, Midnight, what you were saying in the private chat. I thought the same thing, but if I typed it, then you would know what I thought. So it was better for me just to play along and be like,
why does he-
okay, I'll just agree
Why
with
was he
whatever
ignoring
I
me?
can.
Did he not see?
No,
Like
he
so.
doesn't look. He doesn't look.
Oh,
I know for a
Well,
fact
no,
he
it
doesn't look.
pops-
He just
But it pops up as a red number. So if he reads any chat, it's going to pop up, because that's how I know.
yeah. But if you watch him the few times he's on camera, he's not
Oh.
looking at the screen.
Okay. His lack of observational skills also would indicate a lower IQ.
Yeah, he's just not paying attention. Every once in a while, when he's talked long enough, and if no one answers him, then he'll go looking around.
Did you love how he misquoted Peter W. and Peter W. even put it, no, that wasn't what I said. What I
Yeah.
said was.
Yeah,
No, he just going to totally misquote and add additional parts, and then I read it back, and it's okay, Hillary, time to go. Why did you have to attack me? Why were you so confrontational? Hold on, because I let you define your term, and we went by your definition, and then you denied the definition. So now I'm the one doing something bad. I mean, we gave him the golden ticket, and he just chewed it up and spit it out.
yeah, and the you're trying to exclude the definition in the definition. I thought that was great. I thought that was
Yeah.
like he doesn't understand that the subsequent definitions are like usually in order the lesser used definitions.
Right.
Right? And I would be fine with him using that with the third one. I think he said the third one, the where it is like it's not
About
really
sensible.
it doesn't really deal with logic at all. It's just useful.
Yeah.
Like, it could be interchangeable with useful even to do the the thing after the next thing. I forget how it was phrased.
Well, he used the term sensible, and the whole product. So I latched onto that term, of or relating to sensation. No, logic doesn't have to do with sensation. It can be totally abstract. But
okay. I honestly still want to know how the double slit experiment is illogical or defies logic or whatever the fuck he said.
it's not.
No, I know, but I want to know why he thinks so.
Because it's
Well,
a mystery.
Yeah, he would give you an 8-minute rambling word salad, and at the end say, and that's why it's a mystery.
Ugh. Okay, you wanna know one indication of somebody with a high IQ? If they can understand quantum mechanics, they have a high IQ. And yes, I know the quote from Richard Feynman. It says, if you say you understand quantum mechanics, you don't. That has to do with something else. Like if you guys get what I mean, right?
Yeah, he's often misquoted as part of the
Yes.
problem.
Ugh.
Yes, if someone claims to completely understand quantum mechanics, chances are they're fooling themselves.
Yeah. But
Because
also,
there are so many-
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I think I I forget whether it was Niels Bohr or someone else that said it said if you don't if you don't find quantum mechanics in awe, then you don't understand it. Because even the people that studied it back in the 20s, the 20s were like, good God, this is fucking amazing. You know what I mean? I forget the actual quote about it, but I remember that there was somebody that said, if you don't find all in quantum mechanics, then you don't understand or something. You know what I mean? I hope. If not, then whatever. Ignore me. Hello?
It was a little bit difficult to understand the ending of what you said,
Yeah, sorry.
but it's fine.
Oh.
So what about quantum? What about quantum physics would you like to discuss? Because to me, yeah, it seems totally coherent, and I do
Well,
believe that time runs backward. It's just our consciousness that seems to go forward because of the way the chemistry works. But Feynman showing positrons going backward in time is, I mean, it's right there in the math.
quantum physics is a study of energy and the aims to uncover properties and behaviors. Many quantum physics attempt. My apologies, everybody. Please let me know when we get to the quantum physics part of the titles. Well, I mean, I guess we are now. I like if Pixie wants to come back as
I
we're
typed that
talking about
in.
it. I don't
I
know.
said, now Athena is delving into QM.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing about quantum objects is if we want a reasonably concise amount of time to observe something, we have to make it extremely small because it's true. A fully created or fully formed piano can pop into existence, but it would probably take about 20 gajillion times the amount that the universe has been around before that would happen.
But
But
here's
wait,
here's
will.
so Hillary's here's an interesting thing, right? When you close your eyes, you can't really see anything, but stuff is still out there because you can feel it,
I
right?
infer that it's still out there, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're in a sensory deprivation tank, then what? Then we get into what a mind really is. You just start making stuff up. You see weird designs, you have weird feelings, you got weird thoughts
Yeah,
because the human brain,
that's because the brain goes inward.
exactly, and starts filling in information that it's not receiving.
Yeah, all those old creation myths from different regions did seem to get something right. A lot of them start with, something comes out of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But quantum mechanics seems to imply that. Not just something like anything can come out of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, and I even made that point about a potential. If it's potential, it's still in existence. You can't claim it to be non-existent. And that's where he was trying to like deviate all over. Oh, well, what about other universes? Hold on, though. But if we're talking, we can limit our discussion to just this universe. Something either does or does not exist in this universe. But if we're talking about all possibilities, well, is there anything that is not possible once you start suspending laws of reality? I mean, everything becomes meaningless at that point. You're dividing 1 by 0. So sure, let your God be in the 1 divided by 0.
Yeah, I mean, if you deny logic, and then you're just okay with asserting other universes and all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you say there is a God, that's basically a meaningless statement.
Right. Yeah, does God have any properties, and does it interact with this universe or not? That's where we really need to begin. You're both muted, just so that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will is talking to Ace, and I already know pretty much Ace's positions.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I wanted to check real quick.
Well, I went in there first, and then I saw the notice that Athena had gone live 12 minutes earlier, and so then that's when I jumped in here.
Oh, he had it open to start with?
No. I went onto that stream only.
Oh, okay. Because I still want to go arounds with JG about the Forgetful God.
Yeah.
Every time I notice he's on, he's doing one of these things where it's a closed room, and every time he has an open room since then, I haven't been around to go to go on it.
Yeah, and he loves to pull the oh, I just want to deal with people one-on-one. Oh, we've run out of time. It's almost like a Pine Creek. Sorry, we meant to have Sir on, but we ran out of time. Sorry you were left in backstage for 2 hours.
Yeah. That's why I stopped dealing with oh man, I forgot his name.
Lionheart?
No, Randolph. There, Randolph Richardson.
Is he the Canadian atheist?
Yeah.
And what did he do?
He makes websites using tables.
That's not what he was really asking.
So he kept you backstage, and then
Well, no, not really. So he specifically asked me to come on his stream. And he does his stream in Discord. And there's a bunch of people in there. They're all trying to get on stage and convince a panel of atheists that there's a God.
Right, I've seen that show.
And I come on, and I tell him I'm there. He's like, okay, well, I'll get you to the front of the line. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't want to cut line. There's other people here. I can wait a little while. So the reason why I was backstage was because I denied cutting line in front of everyone else. But
Yeah.
when I did get on finally, there was really only like one atheist talking, and it was T-Jump.
Right.
So I asked, when you say God, what do you mean? Well, I got, down on the nitty gritty, and I didn't really get an answer from T-Jump. He gave an answer kind of vaguely like a creator God. And we had a back and forth about, so, is Zeus a God though, right? He's like, yeah. And we broke it down to where, okay, that definition isn't really, even you don't agree with that definition, is what I told him. But I said, how about if I told you there was something that is everywhere,
right,
has all power, and everything that is knowledge at any given point it knows. Would you call it a God? He said yes. And then I said existence. And he yelled at me he yelled at me about a bunch of different things. Then when I was answering every one of his critiques, he yelled, someone kicked this guy, someone kicked this guy, someone kicked this guy. And then they kicked me. And then Randolph came back in. Randolph left to go do something. He was like still in the room. But when he came back, he was just sitting there letting T-Jump say a bunch of like nasty shit about me that had like just character assassination. And I was still in the back, and Randolph didn't let me on. Randolph let T-Jump finish talking, and then he was like, well, okay, stream's over.
Wow.
I was like, wow, that's fucked. I'm never going on your show again.
Yeah, T-Jump definitely has some issues. And I think his depression is part of it. And I think that him being angry helps displace some of his depression. And so that's why he goes into his screaming fits.
Yeah, I get that he didn't understand the process I was going through at the time for that. Because at the time, whenever I did that with an atheist, I would go, okay, well, wait. Then what you need then is a coherent definition you agree to that's precise, fairly precise. Right? And then I would walk the atheist through creating that definition for them. But he didn't even, I was trying to tell him that, but he didn't even let it get there. he was stuck into a position where he had to say, "Okay, there's a God," and that was just too much.
Yeah, and I'm sure he invests a lot of his ego into it, where he can't admit any humility on screen. He's got to be right.
Sorry
all the
about that.
time. She wrote, "Be right back."
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go get something real quick. I'll be back in like a few minutes.
I see. Midnight was hiding her back there like Lionheart was doing the midnight.
Oh, midnight, shame on you.
Hey, that's not what I was doing.
But yeah, T Jump is a special case.
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
would
people are, though.
like to get him into a room where he'll stick around and then doesn't have control.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because I would
Him
be fine.
screaming. Anyone who tries to scream somebody else down just shows that they're kind of admitting defeat, that they can't make a good argument, so they just want to monopolize.
Yeah, in that room, I would be fine with him screaming and going through the whatever. I would just wait,
Mm-hmm.
and then when he got done yelling, I would just go to the next step. And then
Right.
let him scream, and then I would go to the next step. And we would just get through it.
Yeah, he can't handle that. He's got to silence you. Yeah, I disagree with T Jump on a number of points. But if that's what it takes to get him up in the morning, good for him. It's always kind of weird if you ask an atheist to define God, because by defining him, aren't they kind of creating him?
Yeah, I mean, like as an abstract idea, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I run into that before when I was doing that spiel of walking through that why you need a definition if you're an atheist of the word.
Mm-hmm.
And who is there? Someone that was on Brojo's all the time. Brojo uses the snippet of him talking. Ronan.
Oh
Ronan
yeah,
said,
I remember that.
Yeah, Ronan said God was an idea, or ideas or something. And I asked him, "Well, do ideas exist?" Like, okay, I guess you're a theist. I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that with Ox too? You
Oh, yeah.
kissed like Ox a few times. Like, what is the definition of God? Fuck you, sir. Nobody's talking about.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Ox still doesn't really like me. Like he likes to watch me do it to other people.
Well,
No.
of course, who doesn't?
But yeah, the next time Ox is in the side chat somewhere, I'll type in, "Hey Ox, did you figure out the definition for the word God yet?" And this wait for his response.
Yeah, Clockwork really doesn't like answering your questions either.
You have to really
I don't know
find
why
out
people
about
don't just embrace it. I mean, if people had, I'm not sure how I want to say it, but if they didn't attach so much value to their ego, they could just embrace not knowing or not understanding or admit being foolish. Yeah, I make mistakes all the time.
I think we all attach what we believe to our ego some strongly than others, right? Like, yeah, I say it just seems to be like a human thing to do, right?
But in order to be reasonable, you have to be willing to set your ego aside and
Yeah,
handle it in a different manner.
that's what I mean. Some people are more attached than others.
Yeah.
Right.
Looking at you, Gio.
Definitely with that one.
Well, I mean, Gio can get perturbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I went
That's
through that
putting
whole
it
thing.
mildly.
I went through that whole thing with Gio, and he came out the other end of it just fine.
No, I meant us being on the 420 last night. He got upset about something. He made some statement, and then he just got more and more upset and started yelling over everybody and telling them what their position
what was it?
I don't even remember what it was. And,
He's done that before with other stuff too. I remember. I think you were there. You were watching a video from this guy who wrote the book about how women really are. And Gio's like, "Oh, that's not true. He's being an ass."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Gio wants if somebody says that 1 out of 1,000 is some way, Gio will then claim that person is claiming it's that way 1,000 times out of 1,000. Just Geo doesn't seem to understand nuance. And he also wants to add things that aren't there. And what he and I finally got into it over last night was his eyes are somehow different than every other human eye in that they can perceive things in 3 dimensions rather than just 2. So I'm not sure where his other eyes are located, but apparently they're not in his head. Because we got into the, using the rules of perspective and converging lines, all we can tell is that the moon has a 2D appearance on our retinas, and we can infer things from that, but we can't actually see that the moon is a globe. And he did not like that.
Well, wait, Geo didn't like that?
No, he thought that his eyes somehow could see that the moon is a globe.
Wait, we're still talking about Geo now, right?
Yeah, Geo Sam.
Okay. Well,
Last
I mean,
night.
it's really weird when you think about it, right? Because when you look around you, the world is 3D, but it's projected onto a 2D screen in your eyes. Like,
Correct.
Well, two different 2D screens.
well, yeah,
Right.
fair enough. Two, whatever. Yes, 2D. Wow, I can't speak.
But on Earth, we can move around and gain perspective because we can look around the object and see behind it. So we can start mapping a
Right.
series of 2D surfaces and say, that's what this object is.
But it,
But if
but,
you're
but,
looking-
but it seems to be the illusion of 3D. It's just like when you're playing a 3D game, right? We see the world as 3D when you're playing a video game, but
Mhm.
you know that it's just 2D. Like it's really insane when you think about it. Like how much we take for granted in the world and like what reality really is like.
Mhm.
No. Man, I really need to finish the book Flatland.
I'm gonna take a wild guess, and he heard what you were talking about and was thinking you were like a flat earther.
I think we were making fun of ETT in the side chat or something, who is a flat earther, and we were talking about different stuff. And at some point, because I was going along with everything, but then he made the statement that his eyes could see that the moon is a globe.
A flat
said-
earther, a black
Yeah,
Hebrew Israelite. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? How can you be a black? Okay. I guess you could be a flat earther and a black Hebrew Israelite without the two beliefs contradicting each other. But what?
Yeah, if a person's not that bright, then I can see how they could fall victim to a lot of bad ideas, both racism and flat earthism. But the point that I was making, Geo Sam said his eyes are different from every other human in that he can see that the moon is a globe.
I mean,
And I
technically speaking, that is true. Everyone sees
No,
the
it's
world
not.
differently.
Well, okay, now you're using see in a different sense. Do their eyes not function similarly? It
Well-
requires electromagnetic waves to strike your retinas and to create certain nerve impulses. And
Oh, yeah,
that's what I was
if
getting
you're talking about it in that way, then yeah, never mind.
That's what I was getting at. That our eyes can only see 2-dimensional surfaces, and from our perspective on the Earth, since the moon doesn't rotate, we only see the same 2-dimensional plane, no matter which night we're looking. It could be nearer or far, meaning bigger or smaller, but it never rotates, so we see the same features on the moon. And then he was saying, oh no, that blah, blah, blah. So then I started joking about other stuff, about the dark side of the moon and stuff like that, because we can't see it.
Isn't that where they found Megatron?
Probably a lot of
No, I think it was in the
sneaky stuff.
Arctic.
A lot of sneaky stuff hides on the backside of the moon.
Well, see, the reason why many people believe in flat Earth is that because they've, they feel like they've been lied to, they've been lied to by NASA and everyone else, but they never stop to consider that the people who are telling them of flat Earth are lying themselves. So it's like,
Yeah, I can definitely believe in government conspiracies. When you see enough of them, then you start believing that they do actually exist. But that doesn't mean that they have to lie to you about everything. They may be selected. They may want to tell you a bunch of true things just to increase their credibility for when they lie to you.
welcome back, Space.
But yeah, all we see is that one two-dimensional surface up in the night sky. And like I said, I can infer that it's a globe based on other things. But my eyes cannot perceive it as a globe. That is not possible.
Why is my chat so fucking dead? I have like 0 viewers. What the fuck?
They're probably all over
when
watching
there's,
JG.
Sorry. When there's an eclipse, it looks like a globe to me.
What's that?
When there's
When
an
it eclipses?
the
Right,
moon
but that's
looks like a globe.
but that's because of an optical illusion.
Well, I mean, it causes it dims the whole brightness of the moon, and I'm able to actually see like the crescent shadow that makes it look like a globe. And it looks much more like a ball in the sky on a night when I can see it that way.
Right.
I don't know if it's an optical illusion or not.
It is. Because I could do the same thing with a flat surface that has some texture, and putting a spotlight across it would still give that same look.
I mean, if that's an optical illusion, then everything around you is an optical illusion.
Well, strictly speaking, we all are hallucinating.
Yeah, there's actually
Just that the hallucination.
There's something called the controlled hallucination. I actually read about this somewhere. They're talking about how when we say hallucination, we usually mean something that isn't there. Oh, you're hallucinating. You're seeing you're seeing purple snakes going up your ass or something. You know what I mean? But a lot of people just don't understand that we hallucinate regularly as well. Just
right.
Whatever.
But our minds have developed the ability to take that hallucination and map it onto what's around us in a useful way. Because realistically, babies all see the world upside down to begin with. But over time and moving their arms, then they realize, oh, actually, this is upside down. So my brain needs to flip it. And
well, I mean, the brain flips it automatically. So it's like you see it.
Well, over time it does, but initially it doesn't. And you can actually trick your brain by putting on goggles that flip everything upside down again. And after a week, take those goggles off, and you'll see the world backwards again. They've done studies on this.
I have a thing that's relevant that might be what you're kind of talking about. It's in the share right now.
In the where?
If you want to, I'm sharing
share
it.
screen.
Oh,
share
I don't
bottom.
see it. Hold on, let me see.
You have to scroll down.
There we go. Sorry, I didn't see it.
It's okay. All right, here we go.
Now think about this for a minute. If hallucination is a kind of uncontrolled perception, then perception right here and right now is also a kind of hallucination, but a controlled hallucination in which the brain's predictions are being reined in by sensory information from the world. In fact, we're all hallucinating all the time, including right now. It's just that when we agree about our hallucinations, we call that reality. Now think about this for a minute. If hallucination is a kind of uncontrolled perception,
I think it repeats.
Yeah, it's a loop. Oh, it must
That's
be a
my little
TikTok or
video.
something.
Yeah.
Did you make that?
That was my eyeball.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Play it again.
I'll just freeze it on my eyeball if you want to see my eyeball.
Yeah, do that, please. I like the little flex. Oh, wow. I'll see.
now think about this for a minute. Now think
Stop. Oh, this is my
Skip
other
forward.
video.
Now think about this for a minute.
There we go.
That's a sexy eyeball.
Yeah, it is.
How so? I barely have any eyelashes. Do you see that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did see that. But no, the bluish green, like I don't even know what to call that. It's not really emerald, but maybe
Hazel,
turquoise.
right?
Hazel.
Hazel blue.
What's funny is that like they often look just gray, like grayish green. It really depends on what I'm looking at and what the light is like and what they're gonna look like. Sometimes they look blue, sometimes they look green, sometimes they look gray. But
Yeah, because the inside is the darker color, and then on the outside is that light color. So it depends on the size of your pupil, which color we see the most of.
yeah. Let me see if there's anything else.
Monday,
Oh.
Monday,
That's my TikTok. It's got some silly stuff on it. But
Plenty of cat vids. Whoever would have thought?
what's that?
I said plenty of cat vids.
Lionheart is
thumbnails.
one of quantum mechanics.
Oh. Let me see what else is here. Hold on.
And it's to be repeated daily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the delusions that some people hold and have to keep affirming just to maintain their worldview is astounding.
Yep, we all have those.
What is a delusion that I hold?
Well, I don't know, but that's something that's something that you're gonna determine for yourself. I just do know that everyone holds delusions.
Well, one that I had until just recently was I thought that we were all falling into the Earth's gravity well, and it has been shown in a few videos that actually the Earth is expanding out. When you do the numbers and run the formula, the Earth is actually accelerating, not me. So I'm trying to reincorporate that thought, that concept into my worldview, and it's very difficult. I'm very resistant to it.
Well, why are you resistant to it?
Because I've held the other one for so long that it's hard just to imagine, to visualize the Earth expanding outward.
I get it, I guess. Honestly, I've been called delusional so many times. I'm like, okay. I'm not saying anyone here ever did. I'm just speaking from experience.
I mean, if someone's calling you overall delusional, like you can't see reality at all, that's one thing. But if they're calling you delusional about specific situations, I'd be curious about what those are. Like, what's their claim?
Right, but it's really funny. You know, they'll call something, they'll call something you believe in delusional, but then they'll say something they say something they believe, but then you think, but then you think that's delusional. Like if somebody, let's just say a flat earth says, "Oh, you're fucking delusional for believing in like for believing in NASA and the fact that the Earth is a globe." You're like, well, no, I'm not delusional because there's proof. There's proof to it. Like basically, what I'm trying to say is that everyone calls another person delusional for one reason or another. It's just a pattern I've noticed over the years.
Okay.
Well, calling someone delusional is kind of an admission that the person saying that is wrong, because if they truly felt the other person was delusional, then they could substantiate their claim. But if they're just going to make an assertion without any evidence, we can discount it.
I mean, a flat earther could say you're delusional because of X, Y, and Z, and they could still be wrong.
Right. And they probably are wrong.
Yep.
I don't know. I had heard about flat Earth several times before, and one time I saw a video supposedly proving that the Earth was flat. And at first, like the first three examples it gave sounded pretty accurate. And then by the fourth one, I started realizing, okay, but in the first three, they always excluded information that proved that what they were saying was wrong, and that it was actually the
Well,
other
of
way.
course.
Like one I'm explaining, I think the one that did it for me was showing the space shuttle take off and then go horizontal and dive back toward the Earth. They're saying that that proved that it was a dome. No, they're building up speed so that they can get escape velocity. That doesn't mean that we're trapped in a dome.
Who built the dome? I mean, is that God's work or what?
Apparently, yeah. Or natural
What's
processes.
outside the
maybe.
dome? Is that where
Yeah,
God
maybe.
lives? Outside the dome?
Oh,
You know what? I kind of blame the Truman Show for flat Earth. Now that I think about it.
but it's been around a lot longer.
Yeah. I have one more little thingy to share if you want to see some footage from around my area. It's like a minute long.
Okay. Why?
Alright.
Why am I not getting a notification that you're sharing something? What the fuck?
Does it usually pop something up?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, here.
Birds. I think you just doxed yourself.
Why?
I don't
I mean,
know.
not really. It's just coastline. I mean,
Well, I don't know. Well, I mean, but then, never mind. Well, that was
We
There's
have the
11
date. We have the date of the video and clouds in the air. We can use
Yeah,
geometry.
you're one of the
Figure out where they are.
11 million people that live in that area.
I mean, hey! If they could find, if they could find, he will not divide us his flag everywhere. They could find you if they wanted you. Autism, the power of the internet.
Yeah, weaponized autism.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when
So-
people have walking videos like near their home, I've always wondered why people didn't realize that that would probably give a pretty good clue. Because I know at least two people that have been doxxed, that have self-doxxed that way.
G-Man being one of them.
I was thinking Bruce from Blessed Bible Fight Club, because he told about the business that he runs, and he showed signs of buildings near his area. And then one other person that I won't mention. Although we could know where Tog did one of his jobs from the picture that he posted about the clean window the other day.
Hey, Hillary's.
Mm-hmm.
Check private chat.
Okay. No, he did also, but that wasn't who I was talking about.
Okay.
I'll type it. I misspelled it, but I think you know who I mean.
Oh. Okay. Every observer observes the observers.
Yeah, well, that's how it feeds into mine. That's why I always say I'm a communal solipsist, and why I have a transactional theory of information or identity. All you need to do is take any one thing, see how it relates to other things, and then you can build a network out from there. So you don't have to start with God.
we are emergent
Yep.
properties. Ugh.
And
You know-
in the end, it doesn't even matter. I forget who sings that.
So Linkin Park.
Okay.
I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that register is much better for your voice than mine. You sounded a lot better than I did.
Oh, I hate my voice.
Well, you did pretty well there.
Ugh.
I'm waiting for Sir
It's
to
a
do some
Linkin
karaoke.
Park song, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, but you're still alive?
I am.
Well, how was your day?
Full.
Hmm.
Full as in food or full as in.
I used up most of my time wisely, and it was.
Well, today's a Thursday, so how many classes do you have on Thursday?
2.
Sounds good.
Not too much.
And by wisely, do you mean talk to Eric all day?
No.
No, I only talked to Eric for maybe about an hour and a half,
Nah, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
and I was eating most of that time. So
Part of me does feel sorry for him since he's so old.
Well, old has nothing to do with it. They're very, I mean, Richard Matheson, he's about the same age, and he's in much better health than anyone other than perhaps Serb
Yeah.
in our group.
Sort of
Yeah.
a Greek god.
He is.
yeah, but
Adonis.
I mean, sometimes my body fat drops too low, so there is such a
Yeah.
thing as being unhealthy in the opposite direction.
I know what you mean. If I ever got in a full reaction, I'd probably pass out.
Your streams. Where's your avatar, young man? I still have my avatar, young man. What are you talking about?
No, when your device disconnected and reconnected, it dropped it.
Oh well,
So none of
that
us can see
happens.
it.
I'm stuck on mobile until tomorrow, anyway. Well,
Yeah.
oh, I'm stuck on mobile at least for now. I'm
Grr,
visiting my
dare
family.
you- How dare you assume that his avatar's gender?
Somebody post the link again so Gur can come on.
Called you a dipshit.
Well, you know what? Fuck you, Dave. You're not coming on the stream.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. No, I want him on.
Oh wow, I
Fine,
went to.
fine. Come on, Gur.
I
Don't be
went to
scared,
Apple.
kitty cat.
Ooh,
I want to put this up.
Nice.
This is my new favorite thing.
What? Oh, like hang on. Solo. What's it say?
Oh, it's Veckel. It's a quote from Veckel. 2 quotes from Veckel, and the quote split up because someone else interrupted him. Trying to be as honest as possible. You're not going to lose your salvation for banging a couple of hookers. Praise God and thank you.
praise God.
Both Hillary's and Sir posted it. I'm just scared of you, big brain. Just get on here, you fucking dick.
Oh yeah, people don't like when I point out that God enables and instantiates all pornography.
Yeah.
One more time.
God enables and instantiates all pornography.
He
I
did
mean,
say
it-
be fruitful and multiply, so
Yeah, but that's multiplication. That's not pornography, and pornography has a fairly specific legal definition.
well, fair enough, I guess. Meow. Meow.
Yep. Hello. Yes.
Grr.
No hello back.
Cats.
There's the only one watching. Sure, come
it's
on.
Lily. Hello, Lily. Lily. Come here, Lily. Lily. Meow. Hi. How's it going? She wants to go out.
I'm getting some coffee. Be right back.
At this time of night, you're getting coffee, Hillary's?
Oh, I'm drinking coffee too.
Well, okay. Don't you guys have to sleep?
I sleep weird hours.
Yeah, that's true. Sure, come on, scaredy cat. That's more of a chicken, but Caesar is home. As an aside, I'm obsessed with Planet of the Apes. Especially the reboot trilogy. What?
Nothing. I was just chanting.
Yes, dying very much hurts.
I don't know why that one makes me laugh so much. It's like
Maybe because the kid looks autistic. I don't know.
it's just so dark, but something about it being stated so simply just makes it funny to me.
Yeah, dying hurts. Dying kid. Dying kid. By the way, Mr. Manicure is still alive, so that's good. In case if anyone knows who that is. Nobody?
No, I know who it is.
Thank God he's still alive, even though at the beginning of the year it just did seem like he was on death's door. Let's see. Solo. Jesus, camouflage blood, humans. The Father giving the law so people can enter the kingdom of God. By the way, Caesar is Moses. I might be back. I like how she said that. But yeah, Caesar's supposed to be Moses. You know, Andy Serkis should win a fucking Oscar. Like, why isn't that man winning an Oscar for his performance as King Kong, Golem, and Caesar?
Probably because the CGI is doing at least part of the acting for you.
Right, but without Andy Serkis's performance, the CGI or the motion capture looks, you know what I mean? It's not. It would suck. I mean, part of the reason why Golem, Caesar, and King Kong are beloved is because of the motion capture, and you know, the Andy Serkis's acting. Like, whatever. I hear monkeys.
You can't read that one.
No, I can't because I'm blind. Well,
That shows you. I still need to move it down.
well, I'm on mobile, so I can't see shit.
It's okay.
A Venn diagram with triangles. I never actually seen it used with other shapes. Interesting. Wait, why did you use triangles instead of circles?
Because I felt like it.
Fair enough, I guess. Did I fall out?
Did you fall out?
Okay, no, I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay. Didn't know you left.
Well, I mean, device with 4, but I guess I'm not. I think we should just end this. Gur, you are a scaredy cat because you didn't come on. But that's whatever. Thanks you anybody for coming on. Eric, you don't know anything about quantum mechanics. Just thought I'd state that. Peace out.
Penis.